Let us now discuss week 4 part 3, which is yoga and religion. I have discussed in the previous parts, I have talked about spirituality, spiritual development. I have also talked about Indian approach to or Indian philosophy to spiritual development. Today we will be discussing yoga and religion. Why do we say yoga and religion? Because yoga is also a very important part of what is called spiritual development, and also we are going to discuss how religion and yoga is related. So let me start right away. Yoga is not specific to any religion. Knowledge or practice of yoga depends upon one's understanding of one's personal faith. So let me repeat, dear learners, yoga is not specific to any religion. Knowledge or practice of yoga, however, depends on one's understanding or one's understanding of personal faith. It is concerned mainly with the ultimate reality. Through yoga, we can evolve beyond our current egocentric state. Yoga gives us freedom to apply practices suiting one's personal experience. Persons belonging to any faith can use yogic exercises for physical fitness, balancing nervous systems and controlling the mind. Yoga transforms soul into super soul. So when we talk about yoga, yoga is not specific to any religion. Knowledge or practice of yoga deepens understanding of one's personal faith. It is concerned mainly with the ultimate reality, and through yoga, it gives us the freedom to apply practices suiting our own personal experiences. And a person belonging to any religion, any faith can use yogic exercise, because yoga is believed to give you what is called a healthy life. It helps you to control your mind, balance the nervous system. When we talk about yoga, yoga or yogic values refer to the holistic and spiritual approach towards life and the world. It is seriously being felt that the aim of education should also include the liberation of mind and soul as well. So, the system of yoga may offer this kind of training and teaching. When we talk about yogic values, what are the various, what is the essence of value? Yogic values or yoga refers to the holistic and spiritual approach towards life and the world. And we are talking about yoga in terms of how it would give you a holistic lifestyle. It would lead to your spiritual development. The word yoga means union with the supreme power of God, and it is Him with whom we merge with at the end of our lives. Thousands of years ago, the Vedic people had started physical practice for controlling the mind, body, and soul. This physical practice is known as yoga. So, when we talk about yoga, yoga has been practiced since thousands of years ago. The Vedic people had started physical practice or controlling the mind, body, and soul. Yoga India is famous for its yoga, and because yoga has been practiced for such a long time, since thousands of years ago, yoga is believed to lead to controlling or helping you in control of the mind, body, and soul. And when we talk about yoga, yoga means union with the supreme power or God, and it is Him with whom we merge with at the end of our lives. When we talk about yoga, yoga is the ancient art, science, and philosophy of maintaining a balance between these three important elements of a human being by synchronizing them in a single chord. So when we talk about yoga, yoga is the ancient art, science, and philosophy of maintaining a balance between these three important elements of a human being by synchronizing them in a single code. Yoga has various forms such as Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga or Kundalini Yoga, which aim to connect the Atma with the Paramatma or the human soul with the Supreme Soul. It helps to merge the individual identity with the universal identity by creating a union. So when we talk about yoga, what is this yoga? Why is yoga such an important aspect of spiritual development? When we talk about yoga, it means you connect your soul, the human soul, with the Supreme Being, and it is this merging of or the union of the soul with the supreme being, which gives you what is called a spiritual development, which gives you inner peace, which gives you an identity which is you have this selfless identity. You become you start controlling your mind, you start controlling your thoughts, and it reflects in your inner thoughts. So when we talk about yoga is this merging of or this union between the Paramatma, that is the Supreme Soul, with the Atma, with the human soul. And when we talk about yoga, it is maintaining a balance. It is not just an ancient art, but also a balance which is maintained between ancient art, science and philosophy. The definition of yoga is given in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 1,2, which is supposed to be the most important text of yoga philosophy. Patanjali systemized the scattered knowledge into holistic yoga practices. He divided yoga system into 8 folds, that is physical to meditative practices. It is known as Ashtanga Yoga. Patanjali defines yoga as a state in which there is complete elimination of the thoughts and modifications of the mind. Patanjali states further that there are 8 parts of this yoga, which when mastered individually and collectively, ultimately makes that state comes into being. So when we talk about yoga, according to Patanjali, Patanjali defines yoga as a state of mind in which there is complete, there is this state of being in which there is complete elimination of the thoughts and modifications of the mind. And Patanjali further says or states that there are 8 parts of this yoga, which when mastered individually and collectively, ultimately makes that a state comes into being. Practice of yoga or this teachings of yoga has a lot of benefits, because in today's world, when we are so much in a chaotic world where one is hyper, we are rushing to meet the daily deadline, yoga has a lot of benefits in our life. Yoga is an effective instrument of modification of human behavior. Yoga more closely resembles the methods of psychotherapy rather than a religion or a philosophy. Selected routine of yogic exercises can certainly lead to a happy and successful healthy life. So when we talk about yoga has a lot of benefits. Yoga is an effective instrument of modification of human behavior. It leads to what is called spiritual development. It leads to what is called inner peace. Then it also helps in leading a successful healthy life, because not only does yoga help you spiritually, it also leads to what is called a healthy physical life. Yoga renders what is called self-education. The present education system conveys or conveys no training to develop an acquaintance with the abstract internal world of ourselves, there is essentially a need to learn to understand the subtle realities concerned with the inner aspects of self-existence. Yoga imparts progressive training for the development of self-awareness and educate about the realities of our being and becoming. So when we talk about yoga renders self-education because yoga imparts the training, or it educates you, or it helps you in becoming aware of yourself, and also it helps you in educating yourself about the realities of our being and becoming. The paramount aim of yoga system is the pursuit of the transcendental state of psyche, that is samadhi, which is a state of consciousness that begets energy, awareness and delight to the experiencing being for her creative thoughts and actions. Samadhi or transcendental state further leads to what is called wisdom. So when we talk about the paramount aim, what is the significant aim of yoga system? It is the pursuit of the transcendental state of psyche, that is a state of consciousness which would gives you, or which gives energy, awareness and a delight to experience the being for your or a person's creative thoughts and actions. When we talk about yoga involves silent communication with the environment, either with internal physiology or with external ecology, and this caused a new dimension for expansion of consciousness. Thus, the part of yoga is a test as well as the training of willpower. Willpower is a quality that plays its major role in every creative performance and success. Stress can be controlled by recommended yogic techniques. The yoga, along with recommended yogic diet, reduces tension. So, I have talked about the benefits of yoga, wherein I talked about when you practice yoga, there is a lot of benefits by practicing yoga. It not only gives you what is called a spiritual development, there is also a lot of benefits in terms of it gives you a healthy life, healthy physical life, and also through yogic techniques, you can reduce what is called your stress, your tension, because especially in today's world where you are trying to reach your daily deadline, where there is so much of chaotic environment, where there is a lot of competition around you, in your environment there is a lot of hatred, there is a lot of competitiveness, there is a lot of jealousy, where there is a lot of people concerned about only their self growth. Yoga helps you in building a good attitude to life, because it helps in reducing tension, and also yoga leads to what is called spiritual growth. If you have spiritual growth, you become what is called a person who have inner peace and happiness. When we talk about yoga, we are very much concerned about what is meditation, because meditation or dhyana was a part of ancient yoga practice. Meditation is the way of connecting to the God by developing a deeper level of consciousness. Through meditation, an individual can communicate with the Almighty or the interpersonal level. So when we talk about meditation was a practice of ancient yoga, and meditation is the way of connecting to the God by developing a deeper level of consciousness. Meditation is, you may just close your eyes and maybe for some second or a minute, close your eyes, sit very quietly, and peacefully, you meditate, not having any negative attitude, not having having any negative thought. When you meditate, maybe every day, if you start meditating, maybe for a few seconds or a few minutes, you will find in most cases a change where your stress level is reduced, your tension level is reduced. So meditation is a very important way of reducing your stress, reducing your tension level, because anyone can meditate. It does not need any hi-fi techniques. You can just meditate in your room, you can just meditate in your bed. You just have to close your eyes and just close your eyes and not talk with anyone, just closing your eyes in a place of silence, and this may help you in a lot of cases to reduce your tension and your stress level. When we talk about meditation is a journey of the mind or intellect from outer surface to the inner depths. In meditation, we experience a refreshing and helping power of the universal spirit, and we experience peace. All the time, mind acts in two ways. For example, as an open basket mind hops from one thought of activity to another, five senses conveys information in the mind basket. Likes and dislikes of sense organs are trained. Your mind collects information and converts them into knowledge. It transfers experience from awareness to different levels of consciousness. Meditation tilts thoughts from conscious to subconscious and to the unconscious. Meditation helps one to gain intuitive or mystical levels of directly received knowledge. This mystical level is one of oneness with the Supreme Consciousness. Let me repeat, dear learners. Meditation is a journey of the mind or intellect from outer surface to the inner depths. In meditation, we experience a refreshing and helping power of the universal spirit, and we experience peace. All the time, our mind acts in two ways. As an open basket, our mind hops from one thought or one activity to another, and our five senses conveys information in the mind basket. Likes and dislikes of sense our sense organs are trained, and our mind collects information and converts them into knowledge. It transfers experiences from awareness to different levels of consciousness. Meditation tilts thoughts from conscious to subconscious and to the unconscious. Meditation helps one to attain intuitive or mystical levels of directly received knowledge. The mystical level is one of oneness with the Supreme Consciousness. When we talk about meditation, we have five main features of meditations. What are these main features of meditations? These five main features of meditations are single thought, effortlessness and relaxation, slowness, wakefulness and awareness of present moment, feeling the expanded lightness to get enlightened. So, when we talk about meditation, like I said, you can meditate in your room, you can meditate in your bed, you can, you just have to go to a place where there is no noise. You just close your eyes. It may just, you may just have to meditate for a few seconds or a minute. And when you meditate, you slowly breathe in, breathe out, and you see that slowly and slowly, when you start meditating, what you feel is that you would feel that there is a lot of relaxation which comes into being. Then there is a lot of tension which is reduced. There is a lot of what I call stress level which is reduced. So meditation helps you in what is called reducing your stress level. And like I said, meditation was an ancient art of yoga. And what do you gain from meditation? What are the goals of meditation? The basic concept of meditation is that it is a practice that connects the mind and the body. Its purpose is to help and increase both physical, mental peace and calm, which also helps you to learn how to live more fully in the present. So the goals of meditation is that it is a practice that connects the mind and the body. Its purpose is to help increase both physical and mental peace and calm, and it also helps you to learn how to live more fully in the present. So when we talk about meditation and yoga, there would be a lot of yoga postures, a lot of yoga postures that you may have seen or you are practicing. And these yoga postures, like I said, help you in leading a healthy, balanced physical life. A lot of people have talked about how yoga has helped them gain a healthy, balanced life. And when we talk about yoga, meditation is also a part of yoga, because meditation was a ancient art of yogic practice, was a part. Meditation or dhyana was a part of ancient yoga practice. And when we talk about meditation, meditation means where you are trying to develop a deeper level of consciousness, where you are trying to what is called trying to communicate with the Almighty level. And when we talk about in today's lecture, we have talked about yoga and religion, and we have said that any person, you need not be a Hindu, you need not be a Muslim or a Christian to practice yoga. Yoga is not attached to a particular faith. Anyone can practice yoga, because the aim of yoga is to bring about spiritual growth. Yoga is to lead a healthy physical balanced life. And when we practice yoga, it means that you are able to transcend beyond your physical being. You are pursuing the transcendental state of being or sight. When you practice yoga, you will feel that there is a lot of effective, it is an effective instrument of mortification. By this I mean that when you start practicing yoga, you will see that this practice of yoga, other than just spiritual growth or giving you mental peace of mind or inner happiness, it leads to a lot of physical benefits in your life. So in today's class, we have talked about religion and yoga, and we have talked about where yoga is the ancient art, science and philosophy of maintaining a balance between these three important elements. And we have talked about yoga, saying that yoga had been practiced thousands of years ago, and this was a physical practice for controlling the mind, body and soul. So yoga is not specific to any religion, and it gives the freedom to apply practices which suits one's own personal experience, and it leads to both a spiritual development as well as it leads to what is called physical fitness. So dear learners, in today's class, I have given you a brief talk on what is yoga and religion. Then I have in the previous week talked about the Indian approach to the philosophy of life. Then I have also talked about spiritual development, religious development. So in week 4 we have completed what is called spiritual development. Thank you so much for listening to week 4.